Hello, Captains! This is the Doctor, and in today's video of Star Trek Online, we are going to take a look at the Ground Set Gear reward in the Mission Survivor, the new featured episode called Survivor. If you have not checked out my playthrough of Survivor first, I'll put a link in the top right corner. Go check that playthrough out. Because that's where I get the first piece of that gear, and that's where, of course, you go to get all the pieces of the gear, and all the pieces are now available as mission rewards in that mission. There are 3 rewards, or 3 sets to the ground piece. So we'll quickly go here to the featured episode Survivor.
Some time ago, there was a temporal disruption
and you will see here
USS Enterprise C.
Romulan Operative Personal Shield, Romulan Operative Combat Armor, and Polaron
one of the Enterprise
Covert Ops Compression Pistol.
Of Starfleet
That's what I'm going to talk about today. If you didn't hear me over that voiceover there, don't worry. I'm going to show you all 3 pieces, and we're going to go over them, and I'm going to compare them. The important part of this video is that I want to compare them to the other Romulan gear set that is available. If you go to the if you go to, no, it's not Solanae, it's Iconian. If you go to the Iconian storyline, the Iconian War, and you look under the mission Uneasy Allies, there is another Romulan set for ground. And
I'm currently on leave from Voyager, and I was passing near the
Romulan Imperial Navy Combat,
Romulan
Imperial Navy Personal Shield, and a Plasma Repeater Pistol.
But I wouldn't mind some help.
So don't worry if you didn't hear me over that voiceover either while she's talking over while I'm talking. I'm about to show you that set as well, because I have both sets. And I have been using the Imperial Navy set for a very long time, since it came out under Uneasy Allies. And this is my Romulan character. This is Rassilon. He's the only Romulan character I have at the moment. He is a science career. So I will be testing these things on a science career today. Now, that may not be the best case scenario for use of some of these ground sets, especially the new one we're going to look at today. In fact, it may work better on a tactical character, but I don't have a Romulan tactical character. I only have a science one, and this is the only character I have the whole set on and maxed out. So the reason why I want to put it on a Romulan character is because I like to keep things a little thematic in my gameplays. I like to use Klingon stuff on Klingons, Federation stuff on Federation, and then leave the Romulan stuff for my Romulans. And that makes a lot of sense to me, and that way I get to explore all those things in a thematic way. But anyway, I digress. This is my character, Rassilon. He's a science character, and this is what I have these sets on. So the first thing I'll do is I'll bring this up, and what I want to show you is that I have both sets from Uneasy Allies and Survivor. This is the one from Uneasy Allies. It's the Romulan Imperial Navy Combat, and I have the armor, all maxed out, Mark 14 Epic. I have the shield, Mark 14 Epic, and then I have the plasma repeater, Mark 14 Epic. So totally maxed out, so that this way you guys can see the full capabilities of this kit, the DPS and all the modifiers it adds when you rank up the rarity. The other bit is this one here. This is the new one. This is the Operative Combat Armor, Mark 14 Epic. This is the Operative Personal Shield, Mark 14 Epic. And then the Polaron Covert Ops Compression Pistol, Mark 14 Epic. So under the Uneasy Allies gear set, the Imperial Navy one, it has a plasma repeater, which is actually not part of the set itself. This one is actually uses the profession-specific kit called the Romulan Imperial Navy Profession-Specific Kit Mark 14, and I've also upgraded that to Epic. So these sets are just a little bit different in that to complete the whole 3-piece on the Imperial Navy one, you need the armor, the shield, and the kit frame. The weapon is not connected to that set. It doesn't allow any extra bonuses with that set. It's just an extra item basically that Uneasy Allies gives as a reward. This set, however, the new one, the combat armor, the Romulan Operative stuff, it requires that the weapon, you have the weapon, because the weapon is part of the bonuses. Gives you that set 3 bonus. And this time it's Polaron energy, whereas in Uneasy Allies it was a plasma energy, which goes hand in hand with this kit very well, the Imperial Navy set, because it has a lot to do with plasma damage, and this plasma repeater fit really well. But this new one is Polaron, so that's interesting that they went with Polaron damage on this new one instead of plasma, which is what you would think with Romulans, that they would use plasma. So let's go over the specs on these individually here. Actually, we'll compare them. That's what we'll do. If I hover over this one, it'll actually bring both of them up so that you can compare them. So what you're looking at is the Romulan Imperial Navy combat armor on the left side, which is the one from Uneasy Allies, and then the Romulan Operative combat armor on the right side, which is the one from the new mission, Survivor. Both of these upgraded to Mark 14 Epic. So here's what they have. There is a +8 all damage resistance rating that both of them share. It looks like the Imperial Navy combat has a higher physical and kinetic damage resistance. The Operative has a +48, and the Imperial Navy combat has a +88. So a little bit higher physical and kinetic resistance on the Imperial Navy combat. Also, a lot more all energy damage resistance on the Imperial Navy combat, +120, but then it's only +32 all energy damage resistance rating on the Operative combat armor. So a lot less all energy damage resistance. So basically, if you want to build more of a tank character, the Imperial Navy combat armor is going to be better than the Operative combat armor because there's more resistance in everything, pretty much. It also throws in a +88 plasma damage resistance rating with the Imperial Navy combat armor. And I don't see that at all on the Operative one. So that is another extra damage resistance rating for any enemy that fires plasma damage. So yeah, really good on the Imperial Navy combat armor for resistances, not so good on the Operative combat armor. Now, let's see. Maximum hit points, both of them do increase your health or hit points, but definitely the Imperial Navy combat armor does a lot more, +155, and then it is +77.5 on the Operative. So you get a much higher health on the Imperial Navy combat than you do the Operative combat. What else do we have here? There is a health regeneration. Again, that's higher on the Imperial Navy combat. It's only 0.47 on the Romulan Operative one, but it is +1.4 on Imperial Navy combat. Now there are things that the Imperial Navy combat does not have. For example, a +15% dodge chance is not there. The Operative one has a dodge. The Operative one has a +5% critical chance, and that's not on the Imperial Navy. And then there's a shield regeneration that the Operative one has that the Imperial Navy does not have, +11.5 shield regeneration every 4 seconds. And then stealth. The Operative one has stealth, +10 to stealth. And it also says here that your health regeneration does increase when stealth. So you can get a higher health regeneration than the Imperial Navy combat, but you have to be stealth. And I guess that means when the enemy's not detecting you or something. I'm not sure how stealth works in this game because, quite frankly, when you're under red alert, you're not stealthed, and you can't be in combat unless you're under red alert. So I guess when you're not under red alert, you get a higher health regeneration. Problem is, the health regeneration that you want that when you are in red alert, so it really doesn't help much, in my opinion, there. You also get a +50% run speed when stealthed. Again, though, if you're stealth, you're not in combat, and how does that really benefit you? I don't know. But those are the differences. The Imperial Navy combat, it does have a root resistance and a knockback resistance that the Operative combat armor does not have. Now, as you can see, the modifiers that both of them gained, the Imperial Navy combat gained HP res, health point, and res, and then another health point. That's why the hit points are so are so high on that one. The operative one gained HP res and then reg HP, regeneration of hit points. So without upgrading the rarity, you wouldn't even have a health regeneration on this armor. So if you want the maximum out of the operative armor, you definitely want to get the rarity up so that you can get some things like the health regeneration and so forth. So there's the differences in the two armors. Looking at them, you can see that they're made for two very different things. One, I would say, is definitely going to help you stay alive longer, and the other one, maybe not so much. It's more geared toward being stealthy, and it's succeeding at that. But again, in this game, I have to bring up the question: how much are you really stealthed in this game, and do you play this game stealthy, or do you just go right into combat and kill everything? That's how I play this game. I'm a bit like Rambo with this game because it's so easy, really. You don't really have to be stealthy in this game. You can just go in and kill everything real quick. So I don't tend to be stealthy. This is not the kind of game I'm stealthy in, because it just doesn't need. You don't need to be. This game favors DPS a lot. The more DPS you have, you might as well just go in and kill everything and be done with it. And that's where I like the Imperial Navy combat armor, because it's a lot better at those type of things. When I go into a big group of enemies, I'm going to live a little bit longer as I'm killing everything. That's the way I fight. Now everybody fights differently, so I can't say one way is right or wrong. I'm just saying, for me, I'm leaning toward the Imperial Navy combat armor, liking that better on this character than the operative so far. But let's look at the other things. Let's look at the shield. So we got the Imperial Navy personal shield on the left, operative personal shield on the right. So first thing I want to look at is the maximum shield capacity itself. And right off the bat, again, the maximum shield capacity is stronger on the Imperial Navy personal shield. 836, whereas it's 731 on the operative. So a whole 100 shield capacity better on the Imperial Navy one. So that's going to give you better shields. Now, there is a chance on the Imperial Navy one, there's a chance to provide a 15% energy damage buff for 4 seconds when you take damage. So there's a chance of doing extra damage, 15% energy damage buff. So that's buffing your damage, energy damage that you're doing for 4 seconds when you take damage. So all the enemy has to be doing is firing on you and you taking damage, and then there's a 15% chance of there's a chance, it doesn't say what the chance is, it just says there's a chance to provide a 15% energy buff. I don't know what the chance is, but it's a 15% energy damage buff. So right there, with this shield, I will automatically sometimes be doing more damage than I could be. So that buffs my damage. That's pretty cool. And then it also has a reduction to all energy damage to shields by 20%. So it doesn't matter what weapons are being fired at me, no matter what the energy type is, it's going to reduce that all energy damage by 20% to this shield. That's a pretty cool shield, I gotta say. I mean, it's straightforward, not a lot to it, but it gets the job done. You got a high shield capacity, a chance for extra damage, and then a 20% damage resistance. I mean, that's pretty good. So I like that Imperial Navy shield. Now let's look at the operative one. We already know the shield capacity is less, but this one gains mob, which gives you root resistance rating and knockback resistance. So you got a plus 40 root resistance and knockback. So if you're getting knocked back or rooted a lot, this shield could help against that. It triggers something called reactive escape upon taking damage, which cloaks the player for 10 seconds, and it can occur once every 30 seconds. So instead of providing an all damage buff like the other one, this one actually makes you stealthy. Basically, it cloaks you for 10 seconds, almost like the Jem'Hadar's Shroud. Really reminds me of the Jem'Hadar's Shroud, if you've heard of that skill, or that one on that kit. And this one reduces phaser damage to shields by 20%. So that's not as good, because that's just phaser damage. Any other damage is going to be normal. But on the Imperial Navy one, you've got all energy damage types. Doesn't matter if it's phaser or plasma or tetrion. It's all going to be 20%. So the all damage is better than just the phaser alone damage. And then this shield also adds +10 to stealth. Again, about being stealthy, about running away as you're cloaked. That's what I see this operative set being so far, is a running away set. Use it if you want to be stealthy, cloaked, and run away. Otherwise, if you want to actually remain in battle, Imperial Navy sounds a lot better for that. So there's the modifiers that were added as well. Capacity ×2 on both of those, and then another capacity on the Imperial Navy one. That's why the capacity is so high. But then the operative one gained mob. So that is a look at the armor and shield. Now let's look at the two weapons. Ignore the Advanced Herald Anti-Proton Beam. That's not the one we're looking at. We're looking at the one in the middle, which is the Plasma Repeater Pistol. And then the new one for the operative is the Polaron Covert Ops Compression Pistol. Now, remember, the Plasma Repeater is not part of the Imperial Navy set. However, it is just an optional reward you can get. So I just wanted to compare these two weapons since they're from mission rewards like that. So obviously the Plasma Repeater is going to do plasma damage. Now look at the DPS that sucker is doing, 245.6 DPS. Look at the DPS of the Polaron one, 71.2. Something's not like the other. Plasma damage is 147, Polaron damage is 28.5. So right off the bat, you're going to get more DPS and damage flat out from the Plasma Repeater Pistol than you are this new Polaron one. But let's look at the other abilities attached to it. So we got a lot going on here on these weapons. So on the Plasma one, there's a 5% chance that you will get 110.2 plasma damage per second for 10 seconds, and it ignores shields, very important. And a 5% chance of knocking the target back 10 meters, and a 2.5 chance of knocking back all foes plus 5 meters in an 8 meter radius. And then on top of that, plus 4% critical chance and plus 50% critical severity. All that sounds great. Now let's look at the Polaron one. Plus 100% additional damage to attacks from behind. Again, about being stealthy. If you attack from behind, you gain a 100% additional damage, and you will really need it on this weapon because the base damage is very low. And then there's a 75% additional damage to attacks while stealthed. Again, I don't know how that works, because if you're stealthed, how can you fire on them? I guess if you're not seen, I guess if you fire first before they fire on you, something like that maybe. Kills with this skill have a 20% chance to apply ambush. Requires the set bonus cover tracks. So this is unique about this ability, is that this is a tactical ability called ambush that tactical career characters have, or that you can train on your bridge officers called ambush. But this set gives you that ability. So even if I'm a science character, I'm still now going to have this 20% chance to apply ambush automatically when this set, procs. 5% chance of weapons malfunction for 10 seconds, and a 4% critical chance and critical severity. So right off the bat, just flat out, the DPS is better on the Plasma Repeater Pistol, and especially with that ignore shields plasma damage, that's really nice. Now, the Polaron one doesn't do a lot of damage up front, but if you can do them from behind, that's where the DPS will stack up. Now, the problem is, though, how many times are you really taking out the enemy from behind? It's not like you sneak around in this game taking out the enemy from the back. This isn't Dishonored. This is not Assassin's Creed. This is not a stealthy game, right? So I don't see how that will be used a lot. For me, I just, like I said, I go in from the front killing everything. So it would not really benefit my playstyle here with this weapon. Still, we're going to check it out. Now, both of these have secondary attacks, and I really like the secondary attack on the plasmid weapon. It has what's called a maintained plasma damage. Basically, you hold down the button, and it continuously fires plasma damage. And the only way to show you how well this ability works is to go into combat and show you guys how it works, because it's really cool. Now, the Polaron damage and knockback. I have not used this weapon yet, so I'll have to see this. But it looks like it does a knockback. Okay, so we'll have to try this out and see what the Polaron does, because I haven't tried the operative set at all yet. Now, so that's the difference between the plasma repeater and the Polaron one. Which one you like better? I guess you'll just have to try them out and figure that out. I'm leaning more toward the plasma one, but I'm going to see how this thing works. Now, the next little thing I have to go over, because it's part of the Imperial Navy set, is the Imperial Navy profession-specific kit. Because without this, you don't get all 3 of the bonuses here. So, this kit, again, is an Uneasy Allies. You have to get that reward for it. But, here's what it does, and here's why the plasma repeater is so good on this set. Look at that. This kit frame, allows a plus 20% plasma damage. So right off the bat, any weapons you use that are plasma based, you're going to get a plus 20% plasma damage. So that's why this plasma repeater fits really well with this set. You're going to get more damage with that plasma weapon. Then remember, the shield can also buff you, a 15% energy buff, potentially. So that's even more. So that's really cool. This kit frame also gives you a higher critical chance and critical severity on your character. So you're going to be doing even more damage. So already you can see that this Imperial Navy stuff is superior to the operative one in doing flat out damage, at least how I'm looking at it. This also gives plus 60 to weapon proficiency, improves ground weapons, and plus 60 to personal shields, improves ground shields, and plus 30 to kit performance. So, holy crap, this is a really good kit frame. This would be a good kit frame even if you weren't a Romulan character. If you were firing using plasma weapons, this is still a really good kit frame. It's going to give you more critical chance and critical severity, which is always welcomed. Plasma damage for plasma weapons, weapon proficiency, shields, and kit performance. It's a great kit frame. So you combine that with the Imperial Navy set, and you have the Set 2 bonus called Integrated Tactical Support, and the Set 3 bonus called Emergency Regenerative Shield Array. So let's read about the set bonuses on this set, and then of course we will look at the set bonuses on the operative set. So the Set 2 bonus on this set is while aiming, a plus 10% energy damage resistance, and while crouching, a plus 30% critical severity. So you can actually make your critical severity go way up simply by crouching and firing. That is pretty cool. Then you have an Emergency Regenerative Shield Array. When receiving damage while shields are depleted, a 100% chance to apply to team. A 100% chance. So this will just always happen. You get Emergency Regenerative Shield Array, which is a plus 860 shield regeneration. Reduces damage to shields by 25% for 10 seconds. So that's really cool. As you can see, the Imperial Navy set, it's about being more of a tank and doing a lot of damage. And I like that for a gear set on ground. So that sounds nice to me. Let's look at the bonuses on this one. So the Set 2 bonus is called plus 10% critical chance while stealthed and not moving. So you do get a critical chance buff and critical severity, but you can't move with this set. So you have to stand there in one place and take a beating, which is not good because this gear set is not built toward tanking. So not moving, you're going to do more chance and severity, but how much in this game, again, I got to ask, just like the stealth question, how much in this game are you not moving? Aren't you constantly moving when you're in combat? I know I am. I constantly move around because I like to dodge. So I don't know how much that would be beneficial. And then it also provides a plus 25 kit readiness, which improves kit module cooldowns. That's pretty cool. And then the Set 3 bonus here with all 3 pieces, it says kills with Polaron Covert Ops compression pistol skills have a chance to apply ambush. So you don't get that ambush unless you have all 3 pieces. And then when I use the Polaron Covert Ops compression pistol, there's a chance to apply ambush. But I have to use that weapon only. Ambush will not work with any other weapon on this set. You have to use the Polaron one. So that means you're locked into Polaron damage for your ground with this set. And you also get another plus 25 kit performance, which improves all kit modules, which is nice. So those are the differences there in the set bonuses. How that's going to work out It's going to be a very different type of play style, that's for sure. Alright, so at this point, now that we've looked at both sets, what I want to do is go into combat and try these different sets out. First, we're going to use the Imperial Navy one because I'm very used to it. I've been using it for a long time. And I'm going to use the plasma repeater pistol so I can show you that. And we're going to go combat some Iconian, or some Heralds, actually. And what I've done is I have stripped all the weapons off of my ground bridge officers. You can see their weapons up here. I've taken all the weapons off. None of them have weapons. And the reason why is because we are going to go into combat. And we're going to go on the ground of an actual mission, level 60 mission, and we're going to fight some heralds, or I'm going to fight some heralds, and my bridge officers won't be able to use any weaponry, so it'll just be me using weaponry. They'll still have their kit powers, and actually they will go up to the enemy and start punching them, like doing melee on them, but they won't have actual weapons to fire, so it'll just be me firing a weapon. That way it'll isolate the damage I'm doing, and you can see the kind of damage that I'm doing to the enemy with the weapon I'm using and the set that I'm using. Now, there's one other thing that I have to talk about on the Imperial Navy set here, and that's this little thing here called Plasma Feedback Cascade. This little gem, this is a kit module right here. Universal Kit Module Plasma Feedback Cascade. I'm not sure if it's a mission reward, if I got it from a mission. It might be from that same one.
I'm currently on leave from Voyager, and I was passing near the Hobus system and...
No, it's not. I forget exactly where it's from. Some of you guys out there will know. I'll try to find out, maybe put a little blurb in the video here once I find out, because it just slipped my mind where I got it from. But it's a universal kit module, so you can put it in anything. Maybe it's in the universal kit module place, which is where now? It's not an Intel module. It's a universal one. So I'm not sure where I got it, but I got it from somewhere easily obtainable. Anyway, point is, this little thing works really well with the Plasma Imperial Navy set that I have on. It damages attacker and with a chain that says the next incoming energy damage within 10 seconds reflects to target 347.9 plasma damage, chains up to 4 times to target, and it also reduces their damage resistance rating, and then there's a 50% chance to expose the target, and it also grants perfect shields for 4 seconds, and perfect shields have no bleed through. And it reduces damage to shields by 50% for 4 seconds, and it's got a shield regeneration. So this is a really cool ability since it does chains plasma damage. It's really helpful with plasma weapons, and then something like this kit frame here, which is improving plasma damage. So you can see how that little thing really goes well with this Imperial Navy set. It won't go so well with the operative one because that's Polaron. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take a mission. I'm going to take an Iconian mission. We're going to do Time in a Bottle, and I'll tell you why.
We have a lead on the Crimin.
I'm going to do Time in a Bottle, and what this is going to do is there's going to be several ground battles with heralds, and it's just me and my bridge officers, and they won't have weapons. And this will allow us to look at, the set, this gear set, this ground set in action. First I'll do it with the Imperial Navy set. Then I'll do it with the operative set.
Welcome to Joseph.
So I won't bore you guys with the whole mission, because there's no reason to watch me play the entire mission over again to get to the point that I need to get to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video right here, and I will resume the video when I get to the ground portion of this mission.
May I help you?
Where we are
yes, but
where we are attacking the heralds.
You can't.
So if you'll stand by, I'll come right back when we're on the ground of that moon and we're attacking heralds, and we will take a look at that. So just stand by. Okay, welcome back everybody. So here we are, time in a bottle. We're on the moon, about to engage the first group of heralds. Keep in mind, of course, that I'm using the Imperial Navy combat armor first, combat set. Here's the plasma repeater pistol, and you can see the damage I'll be doing: 250 DPS, 150 plasma damage, 270 DPS for the maintained plasma damage, so pretty nice. And I'll show off the different firing types on that. Plasma cascade, I'll also use it if I need to. I think we'll demonstrate it at least once, even though it's not even though it's not part of the set. It's still a pretty nice thing in combination with this set.
This area looks defensible. I have an idea.
Okay, here we go. First thing I'm going to do, let's do the plasma cascade. I have to let the enemy fire on me because that's the way it works.
Here they come!
So, here it goes. Bam. Now, if they fire on me, okay, fire on me. There we go. So that activates that. Yeah, they're all dead. Here's the plasma repeater. So you can see the kind of damage it's doing. This is the single shot version of it. I'll show you the maintained plasma one in just a bit. Okay, on this character here goes the maintained one. Check that out. You can kill real easily with that. It's good for the big ones. See how it's building up the bar there? Otherwise, just watch all of my things, you know, and see what's working up here and what's not on my bar. I gotta watch out or I'll get killed here because my bridge officers don't have weapons. But you can see that my character is tanking all this damage pretty well, actually, with this set. There goes my health a little bit, but see their shield instantly go away when I hit them with this thing, which is really nice.
Personal shield losing power.
Oh, somebody's dead. Oh, I got big enemy back here. Okay. There we go. I might have to use something else here. Haven't used any kit powers yet, except for that other one, but maybe I won't have to.
Watch out!
There we go. Got him. Let's get my guy who's dead.
Flanking damage detected.
Where are you, guy who's dead? There you are.
I need more time to align these frequencies.
Personal shield losing power.
There we go. We'll do the plasma cascade again.
Flanking damage detected. Personal shield losing power.
That maintained plasma damage is really nice. So I didn't die.
Just one more connection and that should...
You can see how well this kit is at taking damage, which is really nice. And these are heralds. They can take you down pretty fast. Should have another group here. Here we go. Oh, he's moving real fast. Look at him go. Halts. Yeah, that oh, he disappeared. That maintained plasma damage, I was going to say, is really nice. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Let's go do another group. Everybody with me? Let's go. So as you can see, this Imperial Navy set is pretty good. By the way, my shield's at 857 and health is at 903. So we'll compare that with the operative one when I put it on. Remember that, 857 and 903. I'll look at it again right before I put it on. Yeah, I love that secondary fire on this weapon. That is really nice. It's almost like a minigun, because your pistol becomes like a minigun. So that's pretty nice. I like that. And I seem to be taking damage pretty well. Not dying and all that. That's good. We'll do one more group here. This is the last group, and then we'll go back and put on the operative stuff. Check it out. Look at all that plasma damage linking between them all. Let's do this again. And we're going to go to cutscene. Yeah, it's going to drag me over. So that's pretty much it right there. But that's a pretty good idea of how the kit and weapon perform.
I managed to buy us some time.
So what I'm going to do now is, there's no more combat in this mission, so that's pretty much over. I'm going to go put on the operative set. I want to go back to ESD to do it, though. And we're going to take a look at that. So let's see if I can quickly transwarp there. I may not have to pause the video. No, I won't have to. Let's just go Soul System Transwarp. And we'll try on this operative set. Now, I have not used this operative one before, so this will be the first time for me using it. So I'm very interested in how it works. I don't know if it's going to be successful or not. Need to drop time in a bottle. Hopefully it won't have a wait since I didn't finish the mission. Shouldn't have a cooldown on it. Okay, so remember we're at 857, 903 on shield and health. 857, 903. Let's put it all on. Also, let's look at my other stuff here too. So health 903, regeneration rate 240, shield 857, crit chance 9%, crit severity 60. Here's my resist, which are pretty high, 55, 54, 59, 65 plasma. And all my others. So let's put this on. Alright, so my health went down, 830. Shields went way down. So everything is down. That is the Romulan Operative Combat Armor, Romulan Operative Personal Shield, and the Polaron Covert Ops Compression. So my crit chance and severity went up, didn't they? 14%. I think crit chance definitely went up. No, crit severity went down. It was 90%, wasn't it? No, it was 60. Okay, crit chance was 9, and crit severity was 60. So, yeah. So my crit chance went up. So that's nice. I have a higher critical chance, but the same severity. But my health and shields are down. And my resists are down too, in the 40s now. Some of them were 50. One was, the plasma was 65 before, now it's 45. So, and my regeneration rate is way down. It was 250%, was it? No, 240. And now it's 146. So yeah, and then my health at 911, 830, shield 857 to 750. So a reduction in health, a reduction in shield, a reduction in regeneration rate, an increase in critical chance, and a reduction in all my resists. That's what you're getting with the operative set. So just making sure it's all on there. It's all on there. So now I have the set 2 bonuses, and they should be passive. I shouldn't have to enable anything. Yeah. These I don't enable except crouching or being stealthed. However you be stealth in this game, I don't know. Of course, I still have the plasma feedback cascade because that's a kit module. I should not have any extra powers here. Let's just double check. We'll have to check out the weapon. Yeah, no extra powers in your skills that you need to drag down to your bar. So there's no extra stuff there. Here's the weapon. Let's see what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Kind of tiny, isn't it? So 76.5 DPS and then 17 on the secondary. Pretty weak. And that's maxed out too. But let's see what it does in action. We saw what the other one did. So let's see what this does in action. Man, my shield and health though, way down. Don't like that. Alright, let's add that mission again. Time in a bottle.
We have a lead on the Krenin.
And we'll go do it all again. See what this set does. Now, apparently, you get more damage being stealth or being... Yeah, somehow you have to be stealth. I'm not sure how that works out. Because as you saw in the combat I just did, I don't know how you can be stealth and all that. I mean, everything's around you firing at you. There's no way you can be stealth. You're going to be in combat. You're going to be under red alert. You're always going to be in combat. You're not going to be stealthed. The only real benefit I see is not so much the stealthy stuff, but more like the ambush maybe. Maybe if you were a tactical character with ambush, maybe that would be a thing. Because it could like enhance your tactical ambush ability.
May I help you? Yes,
Maybe.
maybe. I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry you can't.
I'm actually not going to stop the video here because I forgot there is combat at the beginning of this mission. We have to take out the Gnosticans. I want to see what this thing looks like. I'm so curious to see how it fires. So I am not even going to pause the video here right now. Let's just...
Not so. You.
Here we go. Oh wow, doing nothing. If I crouch, does it help? I kind of went invisible for a second. Let's try the secondary. It did. It's got a 7-second cooldown. I keep going cloaked, so that thing's working. How do I know if ambush is working? Whereas the cloaked part of it is that the ambush. I don't like the bolt on it. It takes so long to get started, and then there's a 7-second cooldown before I can use it again. At least with the plasma repeater, I could keep using it. But this one has to cool down for 7 seconds before you can use that again. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to like this one. Alright, I'll pause the video here.
I'll add what I was going to pay
and
those
I'll come
guards
right
to
back
my
when we're on
order.
the ground. Okay, everybody, welcome back to the same point we were in the last combat. I do have the operative armor on now, operative set. So let's take a look at it. 76.5 DPS there. 17.7 on that.
We'll be here any moment.
Let's try it out. See what happens. Now remember, I was able to take the damage pretty well in the last one. Let's see what happens on this one. Come on, Nog, where are you? Where is Nog? Look how slow he is. Look at him running his little legs.
I have...
Alright.
This area looks defensible.
Yeah.
Get ready.
I'm ready. You get ready. Come on. Oh, I gotta speak with him. Good gracious. Okay, go. Let's see what happens. Boom. If I'm stealthed, am I stealthed when I'm
Here
crouched?
they come.
I'm crouched, but I don't know if I'm stealthed. How do I get stealthed? Hit him from behind? I have to, I have to get around them and then hit him from behind. That's how you do more damage. But then they turn around and you're in front of them.
Personal shield losing power.
Boy, it does not do a lot of damage when they have shields. Look at that, it's taken forever to... Oh, one of my Romulan's already dead. Let's do that. That didn't do a lot of damage either. Look at that, I did the compression thing, it did not do a lot of damage. Oh, man.
Flanking damage detected. Personal shield
Look at that,
losing
barely does anything. All my bridge officers are already almost dead. It's like a pea shooter. Look at it go. Doesn't fire very fast either. Let's try with my keyboard. That's as fast as I can fire it with my
More
keyboard.
reinforcements inbound.
Flanking damage detected.
I did go cloak. I did cloak for a second.
I'm working as quickly as I can.
Boy, that secondary fire does not do much.
Personal shield losing power.
Okay, I'm dying and all my people are dead. Oh, I went cloaked again. Where I gained ambush. Defiance. Defiance enabler. Whoa, I'm dead. Oh, yeah, all my people are dead too. I didn't even notice that. Huh. Okay, well, I died. That didn't happen the last time. Come to life, everybody. Arise. Let's try this again.
Enemy targets on sensors. Personal shield losing power.
Now, I don't know how you get stealth when you're in combat like this. I mean, how can you possibly get stealth? You'd have to run away from combat to come at them without them seeing you. When you're in combat like this, you want to do a damage. You don't want to stealth yourself. Little thing ain't doing much.
Watch out! There's more of them!
Die, will ya? Just die already. Look at that.
I need more time to align these frequencies.
Flanking damage detected.
I'm just standing here trying to kill him, that's all. Well, that took a while. That brought his shield down on that one. That was nice. I do keep... Is that ambush?
Enemy combatants in close proximity.
Almost there. Just one more connection and that should...
Cove and Kev, why are you dead?
Enemy targets on sensors.
Yeah, that's ambush right there. Especially with the little cloud around you. I think that's ambush. Golly. Go out. That's gotta be chain ambush right there. That's what chain ambush looks like. It's about to run out. So, okay, so that is working. The powers are working. I just... oh. So random. That, it definitely is something. There's chain ambush. Chain ambush procced when I don't need it. There are no enemies to fire at. Cloaked strike. Oh, sick. Wait a minute. I got a thing I didn't notice. Okay, hold on. When I'm cloaked, I can do a strike. Oh, did you guys see that? That's nifty. Alright, let's try that out when I cloak again. Oh, I wasn't cloaked. Alright, when cloaked strike, there it is, cloaked strike.
Personal shield losing power.
That didn't do a thing. So you have to be really close to the enemy. Be right on them.
Flanking damage detected.
Okay, cloak strike is kind of cool, but you got to be like right on them. Kind of hard to be right on them. So you got a cloaked strike. So that's cool. Cloaked strike does 313 DPS of physical damage. Well, that's really nice. But it's very brief. Really brief. And you have to be, if you're not on the enemy when it procs, you pretty much don't get to do it. It's a waste. So I don't do melee. I guess if you do melee, that could be useful. If you're a melee character and you are very close combat to your again, this is all about playstyle. If you are melee and you do close combat a lot, that cloaked attack could really come in handy. But that's not the kind of playstyle I use. I shoot from far away like this. I'm never up on the enemy. I like to do a lot of AoE if possible. See, there's cloak strike, but it goes away so fast. And trying to get to the enemy, I can't get to them in time. Whoop, I totally missed there. Okay, I'm not very good at that ability, but I guess with practice I could get better, but... yeah, okay, well, let's talk about that. We've now seen both of the things in combat. You guys obviously can judge for yourself, and you know what you like, and you know your play style. But for my play style, I'm going to have to stick with the Imperial Navy set. That just fits my play style better, especially on this science character. Now, if you are a tactical character, and you have, for example, ambush, the ability, I suppose having that ambush ability and the set bonus of the operative set's ambush ability together could be pretty powerful. In addition, if you are a melee fighter, or you fight up close, and you do a lot of fighting like that, palm strikes and other things, melee weapons and so forth, then the cloaked attack could be useful for you as well. So it does just depend on the career, the type of powers you're using, and your play style. So for me, it doesn't quite fit that. Now, the next question I really have is, and this is an open question to everybody, how do you play the game? Are you a stealthy player, or do you not play this game stealthy? Because I tend to think that this is not the kind of game where you are stealthy. This is not a stealth game. It's not really built into this game very well to be stealthy. There's really no way to be stealthy. For example, there's no way to, like in a game like Dishonored, for example, you would come up behind an enemy and take them out silently, right? There's not that option in this game, and I wish there was, but there's not. You can't sneak up behind an enemy in a stealthy way and like choke them out silently. This game is not built for silent takedowns. It's not built for stealth. You pretty much just go into combat, and there's a group of enemies, and they usually see you coming, and you just start fighting them. And you do it face to face, and it's crazy and stuff. There's not many times or chances to be stealthy in this game. I don't know. I guess you could play it like that. I think it would just be a lot slower combat and really not worth it, in my opinion. But that's my opinion. Everybody's got their own opinion. Maybe you disagree with me. Maybe you do play it stealthy. Maybe you use ambush and you use cloaking and you use all those things available to you to play the game stealthy. For me, I find that frustrating in this game. It's just not well built for that. But that's my opinion. So for me, I'm going to stick with the Imperial Navy set. I was hoping to have an alternative to it that was actually worthwhile, something maybe a little bit better. I would like a Romulan Reputation Ground Set. That's one thing they don't have, is a Romulan Reputation Ground Set. The Romulan Reputation does not have a ground set, no armor or shield. So I would like to have a complete Reputation Ground Set for Romulans. So until that time, I'm stuck with either the Imperial Navy Ground Set from Uneasy Allies or the Operative Set from Survivor. Given those two options, I'm going to stick with the one from Uneasy Allies. But you guys can, of course, choose what you want. So for me, this new Operative Set was a bust. And I also think the weapon is extremely weak. And you have to have the weapon if you want all three, if you want the full bonus, that ambush bonus. You have to have all three pieces to it. But I think the Polaron thing is kind of cheap. I like this plasma repeater pistol a lot better. So I'm sticking with the Imperial Navy one. The plasma nature of it fits really well together with the kit frame and everything all together, and then the cascade, plasma feedback cascade, everything just works really well with this kit. It melds really well. The other one I don't really see the benefit of, because that Polaron, the Polaron damage is what's really throwing me. Why make that thing a Polaron? Should have made it a plasma, especially since it's on the Romulan side. So a bit of a mismatch there, in my opinion. So that is my look and review of the new Romulan Operative set and the Furtive Preservance set and all of that stuff from Survivor. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this new set in Survivor. Are you going to use it? Are you going to pass by it? Are you going to choose a different set instead? You know, let me know what you think of this new set from Survivor. Personally, I think they could have done better. That's where I'm going to leave it. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.